Alright, so we're going to get started with this one. Yeah, I mean, let's start off by having a listen to it. Looks like we've got a reference here. I'm not sure if that's been done. It looks like it has been done. I'm sure. Yeah, no, it has been done, but there's room for improvement. I can guarantee that. So let's have a listen to it, and whilst I sort some stuff out, and we'll do some extra changes later on. Looks like I've got a +5 gain here, which is weird. I'm going to turn that off. Alright, let's have a listen. Already you can hear that compared to the other version, the kick in this version is so much more clean. It's the processing that I've done on it. Saturation still 16 decibels, same as the last one. Bass mono, I mean, I would assume there's some stuff here as well. Yeah, not much though, just fuel and a limiter. Yeah, we've got a drum bus, transients, boom at 74 Hz with 100% decay. Yeah, and nothing on the EQ. Let's have a listen to the kick alone. It's exactly where it should be. Very good. Very good. Anyway, from here. So, the thing that I found problematic before was, suppose this. No, this is different. This was fine. Maybe it's this? It is, it's this. This is problematic because despite having a compressor on here with peak, bringing it down so that it's all the actual volume, they hit different frequencies. And as a result, it just feels different. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to not flatten them because I want to keep control. I'm going to just do it like that. I'm going to bring these down. So this is -4.7. I'm going to close it and turn it off. I'm going to call that the same thing. Screwdriver. Let's check what this is. These are little tidbits, but I mean, all of this stuff we've not named, so I'm just going to continue just not naming them. So you can see, even from the waveforms, this is more flat, this has got more dynamics, there's more dynamics and even more dynamics. And as a result, we're going to need to adjust the individual volumes, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is, yeah? Well, there's a few ways we could go about that. One way is if I just join these together. See, we've got clipping sounds right at the beginning here. It's not an issue. The reason being, we've got a kick there. We've got a triggering sound there, which means even though there's a big, punchy sound there, if I solo this and listen to it on its own, it's not there. Because it is ducking underneath that sound. The reason, up here, it's all going through this sidechain, which is ducking underneath this here trigger, this sound. So we don't need to worry about those little peaks there, but what we do need to worry about is the individual volume of each one of these little sections. So these 3 notes are all the same, yeah? This is the same as this and this. But these are different. That's why I've done different sections. So over here we've got this. So ideally we want to make these the same perceived volume. We had a chain going on this. It's a big beef. It's a chain of plugins that I've used to make it bigger, but each of these are different because they go through different octaves. They give a very different sound. So they need to be treated differently, unfortunately. We've got an envelope follower, and I think that's just for more for movement later on down the line. Yeah, beautiful sounds, honestly. Beautiful sounds. But it's very flat, and it needs some adjusting into the mix. See, this can go higher. I think there is sub, but is it just this with the bass? Yeah, so the problem is that this has got really beefy bass amidst it, yeah? Okay, so the actual peak is over here. We could probably beef this up, and it's a bit naughty to do so, because this scream is going to be really, really fucking loud, but it is what it is. What we could do, just for ease, a bit naughty, 1, 2, 3, 4, is just separate these down. I just needed to make 3, actually. Just separate these down so we can work with these individually, instead of going ahead and changing the gain in here. I can change the gain in real time up there, which is a little nicer to work with. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's have it about there. That's okay. Let's try this one now. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. Let's try this one. That's like the absolute limit that one can go to. Let's try this last one. It's that whoop, it's this. That's just so much louder than everything else. And when I say louder, I mean perceived loudness. I would assume that it's just got a decent peak around here. It's not crazy peaking. But it's that that is loud. And for our ears, we hear this region more than anything else. And so that's something that we've got to adjust and keep account for. Let's use this one. I think that's the loudest I can comfortably do. Okay, let's have a listen to it in context, and hopefully all is good. And these little coffee bits from Minecraft, we can pump this up more. We've got a lot of stuff on this. If I wanted to make it beefier, with, if I want to make it beefier, we can. And it's not lost any of its integrity by doing that. But if I were to use the big beef, then it would. Terrible. I'm going to remove this so I never get tempted to do that again, because it's horrendous. But I think this clipper limit is good because if you look, there is no other sounds happening during this time. It looks like there's something there, but I can assure you there isn't. That's just empty space. So all the way throughout the whole thing, this is the only thing playing during that time. So we can pump up that volume, and we've got a lot of control now. We could probably get this squealy stuff a little louder now. Okay, that's cool. I'm going to call these screeches. I'm going to drag this in, keep it all together, and ideally I want to bring this back to where it was, and I think I might have done already, which is good. There we go, I think that's a better level. This feels much quieter now, and I think that's to be expected, simply because there are, if we have a look and we solo it, we'll see frequencies poking out, these, see? Poking out from everything else, and I've been using those frequencies to sort of adjust where I need it, but I should be using everything else more so, rather than those specific peaks. So I'm going to be adjusting that, but maybe a little later on, because it's clearly too quiet after this, after the drop. Because it's a standalone thing, it needs to be punchy through the whole mix. There we go. That's fine. We can make that louder. Now, unfortunately, that means that these low-pitch ones, we need to adjust those volumes differently as well. We can see there's no plugins on here because we've taken it from here, which is good. Apologies. So I'm just going to find the low-pitch ones. And that's here. Is that literally what I did here? Wow, okay, sure. My bad. Minus 21. Major apologies, but we're going to be reducing that volume even more so anyway. Yep, bring that down. And I think it's here. Yeah, and bring that down as well. Go on then. Ooh, bring that down. And then over here. And then we'll bring that down as well. Hi, Ixb. Thanks for the follow and welcome to the stream. Okay, I think that is good. We need to make this a little louder. Bring this down. Yo, tomorrow I play at a big party for over 400 people and I'm finishing my set. But I started to overthink about the order of the songs. If you up to hear a little and give me feedback about what you think is the help I need. Is it dubstep? The set, is it dubstep? Yeah, alright, cool. Sure, go on then. Go on then. How are you gonna show me this? Are you gonna send me the whole playlist, the whole link, or are you gonna send me like show me a picture of the? Gotcha. I don't use Discord. No, this isn't gonna work, I'm afraid. No, sorry, buddy. No. I'm confused how you want to do this, to be honest with you. Here's the thing. I'm in the middle of a stream. I can't open Discord right now. I normally do song feedback, and I'm more than happy to do it. Mixed feedback, that's just quite a long situation. How is this going to work? You're going to send me the full hour or 2 or 3 hour, 4 hour mix? And if so, why are you DJing if you've already made the mix? You know what I mean? I'm confused what you want me to do specifically. What up, Moon? Welcome to the stream, big dog. I'm good. How's the night sky doing? Yeah, good morning. As they say in Taiwan, Cao An. Ah, yeah, it is day there. You're in India, so you're plus, I would say, well, it depends where in India, fucking massive. But let's call it +7, call it +7.5. So you're looking at, if it's 8 here, you're looking at 4 p.m.? Is it 4 p.m. there? We all have the same time. Gotcha. Is it 4 p.m.? I feel like I'm way off by saying 7. Gotcha. 5 hours? So 8, because it's something and a half, I remember that. No, just feedback about how I should organize it, because I have a rage. Okay, gotcha. Okay, Ixpa, I'm glad that you asked. Okay, absolutely, I can help you out here. No, it's 1 p.m. All right, cool, Moon. All right, so Ixp, this is what you want to do, right? You want to start off low energy, always. Start off low energy, that's it. You're going to read the room because you're a DJ, right? You start off low energy. When people are just trickling in, you're doing low energy stuff. So you're probably doing dub, right? As the night kicks up, we ramp it up in terms of energy levels. You could even, if you've got the full range, you could even ramp it up in terms of time in dubstep era. Though the classics, you want to have that a little later on in the night. You don't want to do that early on in the night because people love the classics, right? You probably want to finish with rhythm if you're going to have rhythm. Just because rhythm is, that's a finishing shit. You know what I mean? That's for people that are just like really into dubstep and they've loved the whole set and now they're just like, oh, you know. You're not starting with rhythm, and you're not putting rhythm at the peak of the night. You put that at the end, I'd say. But yeah, classics would probably be best at the peak of the night. Then you start with like dub, the old school stuff, and you slowly ramp up the energy. So it's really chill, it's really simple, it's just bass music, essentially, like sub bass. Or whatever, as people are trickling in, and as the night ramps up, then you ramp up in energy. And that's the same thing with every dub set, with every set ever. You always want to ramp up with energy, depending on pretty much the energy of the night. Yeah, but you know, watch their reactions. You'll find that people are going to go fucking nuts when you play the classics, because they're classics, right? But there's only so many classics that you can do before it gets stale. So also, I would recommend mixing in classics with maybe some modern stuff as well. So like one classic, one modern, one classic, one modern, or rather one classic, one unknown song, one classic, one unknown song. And that's going to be able to, because if it's all just classics, that's fine. But if you introduce only just new songs that they've not heard, they're not going to enjoy that, you know? Well, they might, but it's unlikely. A lot of the time they want something that they've heard before. So yeah, you do classics and then sprinkle in some other lesser known stuff. They're going to be like, oh, this is sick. And then it goes back to the classic and they're like, ah, and then they hear something new, they're like, oh, this is sick. It just adds up. Anyway, back to this. That needs lowering. Oh, cool. All right. I think we might be done here. All right. In terms of mix down, because I've done the mix down earlier on, and I can tell because I've got the fucking that bullshit there. All right. Let's have a listen. Let's increase that part. I need to pump them up just a smidgen, I think. That's cool. This snare is too weak now. And that's with a saturator on it. Damn. Okay. So these two are the snare combined. Let's see if we can beef that up a bit. Let's start off with blue compressor, soften it, lower the threshold. Nice. See, right now I want to see what level it's at, and I want to sort of keep it at that level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally do that perfectly, and then, I mean, I can, you know what, fuck all that shit, because I can control the volume here. Yeah. I was going to say, you know, keep it at the perfect level to make sure everything stays clean, but yeah, I can do it later, whatever. It could be a case of literally just increasing the volumes there, but whatever. I'm going to pretty much loop just that, and I'm going to adjust these volumes together and keep this at 0. No. I'm going to bring this up to there, turn this off, change the threshold. Fuck with the saturation. Cool, and now we adjust this volume. About there, I think. But what we need to remember is that we've got a snare over here as well, so I need to make sure that that's okay over here. It's literally a different fucking situation over here. God damn. Alright, I'm going to copy this over here, remove all of this, remove all of this. I'm going to treat this snare separately. And this is going to be called drop 1 snare, and I'm going to decrease the volume drastically. Alright, cool. So I don't want that snare poking out too much. But I do want this snare poking out a little bit more. Alright, sorry, let's carry on. It's interesting. I think this is the first time I've done mix down almost by ear instead of the pink noise at this point, because I just needed to fix a few things. I'm hoping that this is an okay sort of ratio of everything, and I think the sub was poking out just a bit too much there as well. So I've had to remove it a bit, lower it down in volume. Now we've got the perfect master here, and it looks like, yeah, it's already been done a bit. So what could be cool is if we compare the two. So let me just bring this back here, because I'll probably be using it for mono, not for gain. And let's go ahead and get started with the perfect master and see what we can get. And if this isn't perfect, yeah, it's okay, because none of it matters. It's all learning, it's all fun and games, and this is a new method, like I said, so it's okay to try it out. What I would like to do, actually, is go into my plugins and, God, what is it called? Round. I think if I type in round, it's going to come up. Round trip. What if I type in trip? There we go. Well, I don't know why round didn't work for that, but there we go. I'm going to bring this over here, and we're going to listen to the whole song. We're going to try to find what the loudest part of the song is. And that's going to help us sort of get an idea of where we want to loop for doing the mastering process. All right, enjoy this song again. All right. So it looks like the loudest part was over here, weirdly enough. So let's do the mastering process there, and we can always check around later on as well. I kept it in mono, which was very interesting because I realized now the issues over here, where it gets quieter, and it's the same thing for all of those synths there, yeah, including this. And these drop synths are also quite different compared to without mono. And this one. I suppose it is phase cancellation causing it to be perceived as being quieter in mono, which is very cool. I'm not against it. Let it be. Let it be. Fuck it. All right. Yeah, let's loop this and just do the mastering process with just this then. And yeah, all right. Well, that would explain why left and right channels were always the exact same. Let's try it again without mono. This was the loudest here, so. Alright, cool. So it looks like over here is the loudest part, but also this first part is quite loud. So, yeah, we could do any of these. We could do this. Yeah. Maybe we just do this then. I mean, this specific area was the loudest, but if we just do these two, that's going to be very constant and something that's going to be easier to work with. It might be a little annoying to listen to, but it is what it is. All right, we're going to adjust this threshold so that we got minus 0.3 decibels of gain reduction. 0.1, so we're going to lower that even more. Too much. Smidgen more. There we go. 0.2, touching on 0.3 every now and then. And we can see it here. Yeah, there we go. Lovely. We've got lots of little... There we go. We're going to take out the low end, take out the extreme high end, and we're going to boost the highs very slightly with this. Great. We're going to add the fur comp. Let me turn down your volume. There we go. I'm going to reduce the threshold. Get it to where it's pretty much in line. Up there is fine. And we're gonna fuck with the Vasthouse. This is what it sounds with all the way up. And then we're gonna bring it down and find where we want it. Because it's got a lot of life in the high end, so we don't want to remove that too much. So this is without Vasthouse. With. It's noticeable, I'd say. In fact, to make it even more noticeable, this is just the change. This is exactly what Vasthouse is removing. So that's that. All right, let's move on to motherfucking Hornet. Turn it all the way up and then work our way down to find where we want it to be. When it's too high like that, it's not very good. We don't want to have too much of that, so without, with, it makes it slightly less silky smooth. Now with this clipper, I'm going to pretty much just bring the gain up so it's just about clipping. So I'm going to reduce your volume because it's going to get a bit loud. I'm going to reduce my volume as well because it's going to get a bit loud. You can see right now it's here. I'm bringing it all the way up to here. So I think right about there is okay. It's just really close to the top, really close to the bottom, maybe a little less. Slightly less more so. About there's perfect. You can see little bits touching, just about touching, and these is always touching. It is what it is. And this is, once again, it's a limiter. I'm just going to bring the threshold down to minus 0.03. Let's go. Too high. Too much still. There we go. We can hear that it's doing the majority of the clipping. That's fine. I'm going to chuck this into Unity and I'm going to put this whole thing into mono just for ease right about now, and then we're going to fuck with the wideness after. And that's just so that we can compare this. And I don't want to do this monos because I want to be able to hear it with and without masterplan while staying in mono. So I'm turning it all the way up and then I'm going to adjust it down and using just the ears to find a nice level. So already that's quite extreme. Without, with, and I think that's necessary, to be honest with you. Let's fuck with the loudness knob and see what we can get out of it. I've got Unity on, so as we turn it up, it's going the perceived loudness is going to stay the same. it'll just allow us to hear the saturation and distortion as we move up. You can hear that very clearly. It's very quiet though, but you can hear it very clearly. I'm going to do a cardinal sin, and that is lower this volume. Just about finding the amount of distortion that you're comfortable with, to be honest with you. Cool. I am happy with all of these. Alright, let's back to this. Extend that out. Okay, we're going to leave the wideness to last, and then we're going to fuck with the thick of it. Thickness is like low-mid saturation more than anything. It's a saturation within the low-mids, that's how I see it, and that's how I hear it. That'll do. My God. I think it's because of this loudness knob. I really fucked it up. All right, so let's fuck with the clean now. This is again. I feel like this is a lot of. If we focus our ears on the low mids, you'll be able to hear that a lot. I can barely even hear it, to be honest. I don't think I can hear it. Okay, I think I can slightly hear it. I think it's better without smooth compression. Is it? Well, we could try smooth compression and then try fucking with the loudness knob again after. Let's try a calmness. And this is tape saturation, it's just the warmness of the bass. So on the left, like it says, yeah, on the left is very tight, on the right is very warm. Alright, I'm going to see if I can pump this up now. I think that's the loudest I can do. So this is without master plan. And with. Very interesting. I've never done this before, having this peak same level as the bass. So crazy. But hey, that's exploration, baby. Right, I'm going to turn off mono and fuck with the wideness. We're going to turn it all the way wide and then slowly decrease it down to find a nice level. And turn off unity, and this is the loudness. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop just that entire drop, and we're going to compare the previous mastering I did months ago to this. So let's do the previous one. I have no idea what this is going to sound like, if it's going to be good or bad or anything. I was like, that is not right. That is not right. The unity was still on. That's a problem that I've been doing relatively too much. Too much relatively recently. What the fuck is this? Yeah, let's boost that up. Okay, Alright, so this is the... I did make a few changes to that, I'm not going to lie to you. Alright, so this is the old mastering chain. And this is the new mastering chain. That's cool, but there is a fizzle in the ear. It's not that. It's not that. It's not that. It's this. So we're just going to freeze this track. And just remove that fizzle. Easy. Yeah, because that's got its own fizzle. Because of the extra stuff added. We don't need that. We don't need that. Maybe I intended to have it before, but we do not need that. Alright, let's collect all and save, listen to the whole thing, and hope that I don't pick up on anything that I don't like. I fuck with that. Alright, collect all and save. I'm calling that mixed and mastered. Mixed and mastered. That is going into the finish section. Unreleased. Let's remove that orange and yellow bullshit. But yeah, there we go. It's done. Yippee. Oh. Alright, we could get started with the next one, Percolator. Yeah, go on then. Whilst I wait for Tam to get out of bed. So this one was supposed to be a collaboration with somebody, but they're not, you know, they're not responding, they're not doing it. So I think it's going to be a solo project. You deal with boots and cats, I deal with groups and tracks. Let's have a listen to it so far. Hang on, I think there might be a quick master on here. No, there's nothing. I love how beautifully simple this is. 3 synths, one of them being the sub, and then quite a few hi-hats actually. Quite a few layers for the snare as well. 2 different snares, that's why. Where did the Barbie go? Boss called, too much work, sad. Where did the Barbie go? Barbie is in work in progress. It's over here. I ain't your barber. I'll be working on it later today, to be honest. But the beautiful thing about this is how there's so few elements, and I really like that. It makes it so easy to work with. And we might be able to really push the limits on how loud we can get this. Or maybe not push the limits, it's just a quick and easy mix down process, I think. All right, let's start with this kick. So let's do it over here, because that's got a few kicks. Here. Pump up the drive. And already it's disgusting, and we work our way down. Without? With. Just a little bit of extra punch. And the drums in total, without the hi-hats. Thought there's saturator already on that. You can hear it. You can hear it on this one. And I use that here. So cool. Cool. Glue compressor. The ratio is fine. How was your Minecraft yesterday? Oh, we didn't play Minecraft. My friend's laptop is fucked, or computer is fucked, so we played Overwatch instead, and that was awesome. Hold on, something is off. What's off? What's off, buddy? Gonna make these claps a little wider. Cool. That was a little bit of clipping there, which is kind of gross. Without? With. That is subtle. Alright, cool. Something is off the sync. I don't know, it's me, or there is something off. Well, it is a trippy song, but I don't know. Here, do you want to hear the beginning? Was it the hi-hats, maybe? I've just turned them back on. Ooh, I've got an idea what could be off. This is something that I need to stop doing, but on my older songs, just this year, I haven't yet stopped doing, and that is having 2 octaves in the sub. Yeah, there's no need for it. That allows me to pump up the volume of the sub much more. I think we're this is really good. Why is this peaking there? I wonder. Maybe to increase the perceived E. It sounds good now, I guess. Alright, cool. I don't know what it was, but I don't think you know what it was either. It is what it is. I mean, it isn't what it is because we don't know what it is, but it is whatever it was. It was. Alright, let's see if we could just loop this and get the mixdown going. Where is my motherfucking EQ? There she is. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful EQ. Let's get all of this off, and now let's just make a nice mixdown. Okay. And let's leave the sub in this effect That's wrong, just call it effects. Let's leave it off for now. I know I would have know what was it then. I don't know how to tell you what it is because I don't know how to explain it to that. It was what I thought it was. Gotcha. I don't actually gotcha. I think I gotcha, but I can't say for sure that I understand what the fuck you're saying. Let's move forward. So, we can see the kick and the snare clearly here. Snare, kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare, and then we adjust this accordingly. Now, this needs to be quieter, I wish, so that we can make it louder. Awesome, awesome chains on this shit, man. Let's do that, and let's do this. It's okay if it sounds bad. This will allow us to make the volume much louder. We could do two variations. Let me duplicate. Without EQ, and I'll show you. So this is without the EQ. This is how loud I'm allowed to make it in terms of mix down without that EQ change. About there. So, and then we'll have the sub in there as well. So let's just collapse these for now. Let's get this one going, and let's get the sub going. Just find where the sub is. That's the sub. Very naughty. Arguably too naughty. I don't know which one's the sub. Oh, it's got to be this one. Let's increase the fall. That smooths it out a bit. Increase the rise. Increase the gain. Decrease the gain here. Okay, and decrease the gain here. Okay, there we go. So that's where the sub is, and we just move it down. We don't want it bigger than the kick's peak. That's the kick's peak right there. That's less, that's fine. That's absolutely good. Neither did I. Cool. Back to $13 headset with one ear off. Everything is same to me. Gotcha. Fun. Let me check this kick and snare situation. That's good. And that works as well. Alright, that's fine. It's the triggering. Okay, and the sub's good, and now let's just do the effects. And the effects, we don't need to pump it as loud as it can go. What we really need is for it to just fit within the mix nicely. We need it to be a volume that makes sense. Problem with that is that it's not giving a true indication of what the volume is like because the delay is going to be laid up with it. Good God. The wetness is fine. Let me do that so that I don't need to deal with that shit ever again. Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate forevermore. Okay. Let's have it there as well. Oh, it's not on a copy and paste, but now it is. There we go. Okay, I think about there, but it's in the low mid, so I want to be careful. All right, so let's compare now these two different synths. One has got EQ'd and is different volume, and one is not EQ'd and different volume. We've got to try to listen and see which one we think sounds better. So this is option A. And this is option B. Option A sounds better because you get more volume out of it, or at least more perceived volume out of it. This is cool. What if we get it going just one ear? We can, oh, there's already a thing there. Okay, whatever. We can alternate it later on. I think that's an okay amount, maybe less. Yeah, less is what was needed. All right, we press A, and it's going to go from 18 to motherfucking 18. We're going to make it fade like that. And then what's that over here? Oh my, another motherfucking 18, and that is also going to fade like that. And we're just going to take that and duplicate forevermore. I'm going to drop that down so that if I ever did want to change it or think about it, we can. That's not what I wanted to do. Delay. Yes. Okay. Cool. I think we could probably get into the mastering process right now, to be honest. Normally I wouldn't, but tell you what, we are. It's a very simple song, and I love that. Perfect master. Let's fucking go. We'll do this relatively quickly, and then I'm gonna go. Because sounds like Tam's out of bed now. Alright, let's start with the compressor. Actually, once again, we're going to start with trying to find the loudest part with a round trip. Why does round not show me but trip does? It doesn't make sense. Okay, let's start it over here and try to find the loudness part. We're going to go like that, and then riff. Yeah. So far, that's the loudest part right at the beginning. Fucking sick. Can't believe this is one note. Apparently this is the loudest part of this section. Let's just loop this one section. That makes sense to me. Okay, 0.3, that's what we're looking for. About there is fine. Little brightness never hurt anybody. Let's turn that up. Find a nice point. We're looking for 0. We're looking for 3 decibels of reduction. Even more so. A little more. A little more. A little more. There we go. It's that fucking clap. This thing is so fucking... No, it's this. It sounds saturated as fuck as well. Look, a bot. Yep. Yeah, I get a few of those. So that peak isn't all the way up there. This peak should also not be all the way up there then. Just for equality. Let's adjust that, it can be a little louder. Let's do it like that, okay. Cool, I'm going to take that and that's going to be our shit for the rest of eternity. Then make sure there's no good. Duplicate, oh you fucker. And then this, duplicate good, duplicate good, copy. Paste, duplicate, duplicate. Paste, duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Okay, we still going. Paste, duplicate, duplicate. And that's that. Alright, back to our regularly scheduled program. Because of that, we can probably fuck with this compressor, because that peak was mainly because of that one snare section. No, I think it's a good level. I think it's that 0.29 is pretty much 3. That's nice. Maybe we've got some more give here. A little more. That's fine. We don't need to go crazy. Fast house. This is what it's taken away. So we don't want that. We don't want too much gone. Without. With. It's definitely helpful. It makes it feel more underwater as well, which is nice. We're going to adjust just the wetness amount here, the EQ amount. This is too much, and we're going to dial it down. Having this movement isn't bad on the main synth because it does make it feel more cool, yeah? But the problem is that because it's on the whole thing, it's also on the snare, clappy, clicky, the reverb on it, and that can be problematic. So without and with. It's okay, might need a little less. Without. With. Alright, that's fine. Okay, clipper, let's bring the volume up. You can see that clap snare thing is still the loudest part. Let's just leave it there, because we can't bring it too much up. And now once again we're going to look and bring this down. 0.3. You see we're at 0.8, it's too much. 0.4 too much, 0.7 too much, 0.6 too much, 0.6 too much, -1 too much. About there is fine. It's that snare, man. That snare clicky sound. Alright, I'm going to chuck on Unity. Let's get very quickly mono going. Bang. And fuck with the lows. I do like that. Let's fuck with the highs. Fuck with the loudness. Might be the most I can do for now, I think. Let's do all of these and then we'll come back to the loudness again. I think this smooth will help us fuck with the loudness a bit more. It's too much saturation, we'll decrease it and find a nice middle point. For consistency, we're going to loop a smaller section now, and let's do there. And to stop this shit from doubling on itself, I'm going to freeze it and then loop just that. Otherwise, it's just going to get louder and louder each time. It makes hearing this a little easier. It's not a bad change. Really flattens it out. See, this one I really quite like a little bit of warm bass on it. I think it's quite a nice idea. And let's see if we can fuck this up loudness a little more than 3.66. Am I crazy? Or is that actually possible? It is, it's possible. Alright, let's fuck with the wideness now. Let's loop this full 4 bars and turn off mono. And fuck with the wideness. We're going to put it all the way up so that we can hear it and then dial it down. Damn, yeah, we can go for that. That's quite wide, but it works. And this is crazy, by the way, 9.3. I did not think I could do that, but it doesn't sound bad. All right, I'm going to turn off Unity, so it's going to be loud as fuck, and we'll give it a go. Ni hao.
You want to go get a bottle of wine? You want?
Yeah. Go on then. Let me finish up stream. Okay. Alright, let's listen to this one last time. I think we are on, it's done. The volume's going to be a bit loud. I'm going to leave it at the volume that it's at. My wife, Tam Tam. Apologies, I had that shit looping. Would you like to hear before and after the mastering? So this is before mastering. And after mastering. That is quite a little bit distorted, to be fair. We're losing a lot of dynamics. Doesn't matter. That's dubstep, baby. You push it as much as you can fucking push it. No one cares. Alright. And it's actually the same volume output, crazily. Bass is high, bass is high. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna turn your volume up a bit. I think we're good. That's too much, but okay, earburst, yes. Yes, earburst. That is what I am hoping for. Let's collect all and save. One day, I will get through all of this unmixed business. That day is unfortunately not today, but this is getting bigger and bigger, which is awesome. This is staying the same, fair enough, makes sense. Yeah, look, here's Barbie. Fire, 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 yeah, thumbs up and all that sort of stuff. Should we have a listen to this? It might be absolutely shit now that we've been away for a bit. Would you like to hear it? Because I'm going to go, so it's going to be the last thing I do if I do it. Do you want to hear it or no? Yeah, play it. All right. Let's get an EQ so you've got something fun to watch. Because I care about the viewing experience.
I ain't your Barbie, I'm just here to party. I ain't your Barbie, I'm just here to party. Barbie, I'm just here to party. I ain't your Barbie, I'm just here to party. I'm just here to I ain't your Barbie. I ain't your Barbie, I'm just here to party. I ain't your Barbie, I'm just here to party.
Alright, cool. It doesn't have soul. I can visibly hear the lack of soul. But it's alright. It's whatever. Let's get doing this the same shape. Bang. Bang. Can't copy and paste. Oh, of course not, because there's nothing there. Let me do that. And bang. And this isn't going to go up to there, because that's ridiculous. That's going to just go up to 100.
Barbie, Barbie, I'm just here to party. Barbie, 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 Barbie.
Okay. And duplicate, 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 duplicate. Copy. Paste. And bring that down as well, so we've got a copy of that.
Barbie, I'm just here to party.
Yeah, it's completely soulless, isn't it?
Barbie, I'm just here to party. I ain't your Barbie, I'm just here to party.
Oh well. Well, we can give it soul another time. Alright, look, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming down. I am going to go. I'll probably be streaming later on today. In fact, it's almost definite.